Hey everybody, it's me Edward Jones back with a new video. This video is basically me sharing my thoughts on the act of scavenging. This is I pretty much decided to come up with a video like this after watching the Prepared Minds video on scavenging and marauding, and it was a great topic. I enjoyed his video, and I enjoyed the comments that people left. I figured I'd share my 2 cents. First thing I want to talk about is my thoughts on the right time to scavenge. I'm pretty sure it will have to happen. You know, your supplies are dwindling. You are gonna have to go out and get restock somehow. I think first it's best to actually have an idea of where's a good place to get things. Where can I get water? Where can I get certain food? Where can I get medicine? Where can I find tools to defense? Where can I find just basic hardware? Because things are bound to break. You're bound to go hungry. You're bound to get thirsty, and you most likely will have to defend yourself from those who are ill or unprepared. So it's always good to have a map of your surroundings. Figure out where all these little places are that you can go. Where have different routes set up to where you can go undetected. Or at least if you have to go amongst other people, try to be as non-threatening or inconspicuous as you can, as if the situation warrants it. As far as what to take, me personally, I would take a backpack with just a canteen of water and maybe maybe a small first aid kit and some energy bars or granola bars just to keep me going. I would take a pistol, most likely my .45, and I will wear it in on an open carry holster. The reason why I decided on an open carry holster, like the one I showed in my battle belt video, is because I like to be able to get to my pistol without it being underneath a layer of jacket or a layer of clothing. If I had to use it, I like for it to be out and ready if the time called for it. Now, if you decide that may not be best for your situation, if you decide you want to conceal yours along with a knife, I would say make sure you can get to it as fast as you can, because you don't want your gun being hung up or anything. But I'm pretty sure that goes without saying. I know a lot of people out there who they have had this stuff worked out in their head. This is just me sharing my thoughts on the matter. Also, which is something I left in the comment section of Prepared Minds video about taking a long gun. I said I would take a shotgun, and this is a gun. I'll give you an example. This is my Remington 870 riot shotgun. This is one I built up. As I showed in the video last year. One day I was going to a shooting range with a friend of mine, and I took this gun and I put it in my gun rack. And as I went back in the house to grab an ammo can. I came back out. A sheriff's deputy pulled up. And he was asking me, where's such and such apartment, because he had to give an eviction notice to one of my neighbors, which is sad to say. But I told him which apartment, he can, where's that apartment number, and he noticed in the back of the truck. He saw the shotgun. And he said, "Oh, are you going hunting?" Now, this doesn't really look like a gun that you would take for hunting, maybe for turkey hunting, but at that time of year, I mean. It's not really a hunting shotgun. For those who know more, who know a lot about guns, this is more of a personal defense shotgun. It even had it had the magazine tube extension on it and the side saddle. But he said, he asked me, was I going hunting? I said, oh no, I'm going to a shooting range with a buddy of mine. We're going to meet up and do some skeet shooting. And I went, and I was being honest. I wanted to try, just for the hell of getting out the house, try skeet shooting with a riot shotgun. It was just have some general fun at the range, and we talk back and forth. He talked about how he does skeet shooting once in a while, and that was it. We said our goodbyes. He went on his way, and I went on my way. The point being, perception. This is not exactly as threatening as an AR-15. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people wouldn't go out there with an AR-15, and some would. But I guess it all depends on what do you want other people to perceive of you. If me in my area, it's not unfound people to be out out with have AR-15s in their cars going to the shooting range. That's how it is around here. Same as for shotguns. But you notice, I mean, this shotgun is, I mean, be it a home defense shotgun, it's pretty, you know, pretty inconspicuous. I mean, it's not really threatening or anything like that. It still has wood furniture. It's not reflective. I mean, it's just a basic shotgun. I think if you had to take a long arm, I would say carry something that would. I would try not to draw any negative attention. And if I did have to carry this, it'd be slung on my shoulder. I wouldn't be brandishing it while I'm walking around, you know, unless I was actually in a fight, you know, or heard gunshots, you know, because then at that case I would like to be ready to defend myself if need be. But yeah, just a simple shotgun and a pistol. Now, if you believe you have to take an AR-15 out when you're going scavenging, by all means do so. That's your environment. I'm not going to tell you, you know, what to and what not to carry. All I would say is take in consideration of your surroundings. You know, basically, I live in a bit of an urban area, and I believe a shotgun for me, a ride shotgun, could suit me well if I had to go out and about looking for supplies. Another thing, before you have to go out and look for supplies, and right after you actually have a plan set up as to where you would go, I would also say, you know, if you're wondering if your supplies are getting low, I'd say if you had a rough estimate of the supplies you had, I think going out and scavenging when you're a quarter of the way through your food, water, or whatever you have, it's probably the best way to go. That way, the desperation level is low, meaning you're less likely to, if you go out there, you know, you just went through, you know, you just went through your last 5 cans of food, your last gallon of water, desperation is going to set in. You're most likely your chances of being more animalistic are going to severely increase. And you know, if you're worried about becoming a marauder, you want to do it when you have a good-sized buffer zone between you know, having your supplies and, you know, resorting to doing some pretty horrific stuff to get supplies to get yourself by. Especially for those of you out there who are parents. You know, I understand you don't want to see your children starving. No one wants to see your children starve. No good parents would want to see their child starve. And I'm pretty sure you'll do whatever you have to do to feed them. But if it would bother your conscience about stealing from other people, or hurting other people to take what they have and take it back to your place, you know, to feed your family, it's best to you know, think things through. I would say, you know, I think a quarter of the way through your food or water or whatever is good to is a good time to start scavenging. Like I said, you have a good buffer zone in between 2 points. Also, if you have to go through an area, this was also pointed out I think his channel's name is Prepared to Survive. He left a comment on the Prepared Minds video on scavenging. You know, if you have to go into an area, have a white flag. He recommended carrying white plastic bags, something that you know that was multi-purpose, but also a white trash bag can double as a white flag. If you think you're going to go in an area where that's still populated, you know, wave it around to show that you're not a threat. Especially if you did have a gun on you, and people may be wary of any new people coming in the area. If you're just going out there to look for supplies, but you don't want to draw any negative attention, you know, wave a white flag, let people know, hey, I'm not kicking in doors. I'm not trying to kill anybody. I'm not trying to murder anyone to steal their stuff. I'm just trying to get stuff to take back to my camp or to my house or wherever I came from to take care of myself or the people that I'm caring for. So that was a good idea from Prepared to Survive. I believe that's the channel's name. Also, I think I may have mentioned before, first aid kit, you know, in case you get hurt, you know, going scavenging. Also, if push came to shove and you come across any barriers along the way, like doors, The place may be unoccupied, but you still believe there's supplies inside that could be vital to your survival. It wouldn't be a bad idea to take some entry tools. I did a video on that as well a couple months back. Crowbars aren't a bad tool to keep with you, as well as bolt cutters, because there tend to be chain link fences surrounding a lot of hardware stores, or you may have to use a pry bar to jimmy your door open. So those are good tools to keep with you if you had to go out and scavenge for supplies. As well as cars. There are a lot of supplies inside cars. I remember I'm doing a lot of shout-outs. General S. Lee, he talked about how you can go inside a car and you can find a lot of things that may be useful that people may overlook. But if you look carefully and you're very creative, you can find different ways of utilizing things that are around you. So, whether it be, you find you have some use for a spare tire, or the carpet inside of a car. It's good to have the tools that you can get inside of an abandoned car and scavenge from them. And that's all the ideas I have up here right now. I just want to take a break from cleaning my room and my closet. But please share your thoughts. Do you agree with what I said? You got anything to add to it? You disagreed? I encourage you to leave comments in the comment section, or make a follow-up video to the stuff that I said. Any gripes, complaints, please direct them to me. I just ask you to be civil to everyone else who leaves comments in the comments area. But that's my video. My thoughts on scavenging. I'm Edward Jones, and you have a nice day.